Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Royal Sussex. Happy Monday, one and all. Didn't even have time to make a thumbnail. Let's see. Okay, let me put something visual up. I choose this. There we go. And hello to you, Lucy Wynn. Hi, Lucy Wynn. Persephone's, Cookies and Cream, Church Nelly, Mo Shannon, Lydia Washington, Elaine Parker, Maggie Howell. Welcome to Royal Sussex. Okay, I was busy this morning trying to put things together as per usual. Thank you guys for putting up with the had some technical difficulties yesterday, and you guys were really a great sport about it, so I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I still don't know how that happened, but um it's done with now, so I won't worry about it. But it was a very teachable moment. I just don't know what I learned. Okay, so I got that in order, get that in order. Hello, Fancy Fancy, Teresa Williams, Anastasia Isabella, Ethany Green, Clara Codore, um, Susie Q. Hi, welcome, Susie Q. And who else? Oh, I'm guessing people with the memberships, they're green. They appear green on this particular screen. Interesting. It only took me months to figure that out. Thank you. Okay, on this StreamYard, that is. Okay, so I got everything set. We can get started here. Let me take the Duke and Duchess away. So the sad news is I think that the Duchess of Sussex has gone back to California, so they say. I don't know that for sure. I didn't see any official announcements, but that is what is said, is that she's gone back to California. So, and I don't think Harry is going to appear at any public events, they said today. I'm pretty sure that's what I heard. So if you guys have heard that, let me know. Let's see. Major technical difficulties, Baron. Everything was huge, especially Harry. Yes, yes. It was very bizarre. If you were here last night, the screen appeared as though it was in a kaleidoscope. I took every precaution to ready everything for last night, and for whatever reason, it just did not cooperate. I didn't even realize it at first, and I have two screens open, but I really wasn't paying attention to the second screen. But you guys were great about it, so thank you. Happy Easter, Nadia. Yes, yesterday was Easter. And you know what, you guys, since we're on the topic, yesterday I had arranged a beautiful slideshow, and I realized that you guys missed the lovely Easter lilies that I had prepared for yesterday. So just to recap, I mentioned this photo right here. But I think you guys were able to see this yesterday, right? Just to recap yesterday of this famous photo from the south side of Chicago, 1941, Easter morning. There's a colorized. These are the ladies that dressed in very period clothing from the 40s, or like, I'm not going to start off shady. Yes, I am. Just like the Duchess of Cambridge, the Duchess of Cornwall, and the Countess of Wessex. Those are the three countesses right there. Cornwall, I'm sorry, the two duchesses and one countess. That's just how they dress today, the same way that one would have dressed back in the 1940s. And this cool guy right here, gotta love him. That's the old Regal Theater. Yeah, so this is just a little recap for those who missed it yesterday. Um, that is the origins of the Easter Bunny. So, yeah, thank you all for being such a great sport. Okay, so let's get to today. Daniela Elsa, hidden disaster for royals in stunning pictures of Harry and Meghan. Now, I believe this is from an Australian paper. And as you know, some of the news agencies in Australia, especially anything that has been touched by Rupert Murdoch, can be very disparaging to the Sussexes. I mean, in such a brutal manner. Everything takes on this awful tone, this very angry, unnecessarily angry tone. These very well paid media types, one of which has had some awkward, awkward incident in a public restroom in London back in the 1980s. Okay. Now, of all people to have moral outrage, I'm shocked. I'm really shocked. If you guys know who I'm talking about, raise your hands. But I'm really shocked by this guy because he had some unscrupulous evening of debauchery, according to the Metropolitan Police, in a London bathroom. And yet he has been hypercritical of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. So shocking, very shocking. So I don't ever expect anything kind from the media in Australia, which is odd because Australian people are some of the most fun loving, generous. But then again, there's that other thing with Australia, and that is that sometimes um, things can be very disappointingly R word there. But that being said, I have had nothing but great experiences from the Aussies, okay? But then again, I haven't been there before. So I'm always expecting the worst. But then this article right here, and this person, Daniela, I believe she's a contributor to many papers in Australia. And I don't know that she's Sussex friendly or not. Let me say that too. I don't know how she usually carries on, but I don't know if she's Sussex friendly or not. Every news channel, website, blog, and two-bit community newspaper from London to Londa um, has now spent the last 48 hours breathlessly covering the couple's full-throttled return to the limelight, which has featured more outfit changes than Coachella main stage performance, but still fewer than what Kate was capable of on the Caribbean trip. I'm just going to point that out. Kate pulled out all stops, even if she even if she did look like a colonizer. I have to give it to her. She did try. I mean, all of her outfits really took you right back to this, but I'm not going to go there. Um, but she pulled out all stops for the purposes of that vacation, right? Um, I'm sorry, Baron, don't mention that Rupert man. You just did, Letitia. Because I saw today that the disgusting piece on what is that? Gammon can't wait to launch his hate channel. Yeah, I don't worry about him. As I've been saying, legacy television is all but dead. And mind you, I don't have an end for legacy television, but think about it. Right now, there's 547 people looking at Royal Sussex. And when you think about that, not a very large number, but if you multiply that by all the people on YouTube not looking at legacy television, on Instagram, on Facebook, or even on Twitter that are not looking at legacy television, I wouldn't worry about that hog head, okay? I doubt if anybody who's looking at me at this moment or looking at any squatty platform or any other thing on social media, I doubt if anybody is in a stampede to try to get to that hog head. So don't worry about that stuff. Um, he's only trying to, um, I guess, clout chase the Sussexes to make it seem like he's some kind of alternative or whatever. Got it? Don't worry about it. Okay. Anyway, if there is any sort of alarm bell inside Buckingham Palace or Windsor Castle, maybe some sort of hand painted porcelain number they nicked from their Hanoverian relatives, and which is usually served for summoning a footman, then today is the day to start ringing it with urgency. In other words, the Sussexes have completely owned the last 48 hours um, over the news wires. They have completely owned it. So what could I say? They have somehow managed to just merely step out into the public for the purposes of this Invictus games, of course. Harry's um some people say third child, or Harry's biggest accomplishment, whatever you want to call it. That is what everyone is focused on. So what's happening with that family in Narnia right now is really not important. I'm surprised that they were able to gather any type of press to watch them walk in and out of church on Easter service. You know, I remember back in the day when they would actually like pull the cameras over to Rome so that we can see what the Pope is doing on Easter, not the Cambridges. What makes them so pious that we want to even observe them cross the street, let alone walk in and out of St. George Chapel? But for some reason, some news agencies thought it was interesting. I can't help but think that well, not tabloids, but some of the palace old hacks must have somehow convinced them that this would be a good idea. They probably had to coax them um, over with a pork chop smothered in gravy just to get their interest, because otherwise, most people were only concerned about what was happening in Amsterdam. I'm sorry, in The Hague. That's what most people were concerned about. That dominated the weekend, and it was everywhere. And it continues. And even though the Duchess of Sussex has gone back home, that changes nothing. It is still major news. But I have to give the event much credit for still keeping the focus on other things in this world, most notably Ukraine. That is where, oh, by the way, let me see if I can bring this up. I only just found this before I went on, and I'm just like, oh, is this true? Can I share it? Let me see if it's possible. Oh, there it is right there. Let me see if it's shareable. Okay. Do you recognize that lady? Do you guys recognize her? I wasn't sure, but I think that isn't that the Today Show lady? Is it? Let me know. I wasn't 100% sure. Let me see. Yeah, I think it is her. And I'm not trying to be coy or anything. But some squatty took that photo from the Invictus games, and I didn't realize that there would be any type of American network coverage, and I'm assuming that's why she's there. But doesn't that look like Hoda? It is? Wow. Okay. Thank you, TCC. TCC. Was that too many C's? But yes, thank you for that. Oh, really? All major media outlets have a London bureau, and since staff on payroll, they'll always show who went to church or not. Okay, mainly they were there to see if Liz woke. I didn't think about that, Diane Hawkins, but I guess there will be some type of vigil. But if I was them, I wouldn't worry about Lizzie because Lizzie has enjoyed very robust health, according to every statement from the palace. The Queen continues to enjoy very robust health. That's what they always say. So, and they are never wrong. So yeah, that is Hoda. Well, anyway, I guess that since we have been inundated with a lot of news about Ukraine, not to take anything away from that, of course. I guess the other big news story for a lot of people is the Invictus game. So um, I wouldn't be surprised if some very big correspondents have been drawn over there to cover the games. Although I have to tell you, not all correspondents are so big. Some people are very small, symbolically, metaphorically speaking, and in every way. Like, did you guys know that Chris Ship with a P, not a T, is there? Yes, Chris Ship with a P, not a T, is in The Hague. So like I said, not everybody is so big, but they're there just the same. Oh, that was from yesterday. Sorry about that. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You know what? I had to cough, and I had to cough, and I forgot to I usually do that. When I have to cough, and I forgot to turn it back on. I'm sorry. Oh, thank you, Connie Bomber. Sorry to alarm you all. Thank you. I'm sorry. I just, on radio they call it a cough button, But I don't have that. I have to push the tab on the screen, and if I let it go, it doesn't work the same. So I wish I did, just to clear one's throat or to open up the airways. As you know, us baby boomers, sometimes our airways become a bit inflamed from old. And you know when we wake up, us baby boomers, when we wake up in the morning, it sounds like we can't get our car started. You know how it is. Every little allergen is like a major setback first thing in the morning. So I do apologize for that. So as I was saying, oh yeah, I was here. I said what William and Kate need to do is to sharpish, like, which I still don't get that word, is to work out how to wrest back control of at least some of the spotlight. Harry and Meghan have been unleashed, and right now they are the only show anyone is interested in binging. Yes, Harry and Meghan, I mean, let's face it, they're like the Bridgerton of the of everything right now. You know how everybody watched Bridgerton or Downton Abbey or whatever? They're the only two characters that anyone is interested in. And like for instance, as I was saying, you have I mean, look at this. Look at this. Who's not interested? Who's not interested in the Sussexes right now? And they had someone on television this morning, some old fart that was on this morning show or whatever, and he was on there with the chubby lady. What is her name? I forgot her name. Anyway, he was on there with her. And he said something about, well, there were some aerial views of Harry's head, and that's one thing he has in common with his brother. Um, that is partially true, but not to that extent. Not to the point where, you know what I'm saying? Like the surface area, it can be compared to that of, say, an aircraft carrier. No, I don't think it's of that extent. So nice try, though. Nice try. But whatever Harry has or doesn't have, he's going to rock it. I mean, you guys saw the way Harry was all bulked up yesterday and everything. So um, they're trying so hard to showcase the Sussexes for clicks. And then at the same time, they don't want you to realize how popular they are just for being the Sussexes. Harry and Meghan give people some flavor. Yes, Legs, absolutely. People are bored with the unwashed, lightly salted chicken. That is the rest of the royal family. Speaking of unwashed, lightly salted chicken, I haven't actually seen, where is she at? There she is. I haven't seen her much lately. Speaking of speaking of unwashed, lightly salted chicken, I haven't seen her lately. Let me see. Has he ever seen William's head? It's huge and frightening. It's massive. It's massive. I don't even, it's not a big deal about the other stuff, but it seems to it's like Betty Grable's legs. They seem to go on forever. This seems to go on forever. I always feel like I'm looking up at a sequoia, right? I'm always feel like I'm staring up at a Georgia pine, just a few leaves at the top, and the rest is just all trunk. So if that's what they're trying to make light of, or comparisons to, I don't feel it. It looks like they have people, what is that, surfing the pro Sussex channels to steal info and ideas. What happens when the Cambridge is revealing individual mental health communications to other third party members? Yeah, I mean they have been combing the Sussex friendly channels for some time. That has been quite evident, and um, I guess especially in light of what was revealed this weekend about the changes in the algorithms and such. So yeah, that is going to be and following that example, I did Google the Duchess of Sussex's name, and I was surprised because even hashtag Meghan Markle just takes you to mainstream media now. The hate channels, and I have to say too that remember like maybe a week or two ago, I said I kept seeing all these hate channels popping up in my feed all of a sudden. All these hate channels were popping up in my feed for no good reason, because I would often push those three dots, and then when it says not interested, like for instance, Lady C and Sean Neal, those negative channels, I never get those on my feed because I've always checked not interested. So I was very surprised that that you could actually search her name now and not have to go through this gauntlet of negativity. I can only imagine how much damage has been done to the Sussexes, and in particular to the Duchess of Sussex, all these months where we had these negative channels, these hate orientated channels spewing out things day after day after day as though it was truthful or even newsworthy. How much damage has been done? And even though they have changed the algorithm, how do you undo that damage? Thank you so much, Elaine Parker, for the super sticker. And as always, thank you for watching Royal Sussex. Oh, I can do better than that. Royal Sussex. Thank you. I knew it would be a great success. Everyone is seeing the true character of Harry and Meghan. The Royal Roaders know these two worth, but are paid to talk negatively about them. Yeah, yeah, and that's what they do for a living. Is they have two people that they have targeted almost exclusively in some cases. They have two people that they have targeted. Occasionally, they will veer off on the track like, oh, let's talk about Obama. Let's go after Joe Biden. Let's talk about the vice president, Kamala Harris. There's a few other people, Nancy Pelosi. There's a few which happen to be members of the Democratic Party or whatever that they will go after. But other than that, it's all Sussex all the time. William's true character was hidden behind his one-time good looks. His balding looks is a reflection of his mean spirit. Even Dr. Shola, sensible, very well, spoken and everything. Dr. Shola, even she made a mention of the few remaining hairs on his head. So it is kind of a generic thing about him now. Okay. The damage can't be undone. The smear campaign was effective to a great extent on Shutter Island. Pamela Porter, that is true. That is true. And as much as, and when when we say, "Oh, don't click on this or don't click on that," you're only going to help them. Honestly, I don't think that the Sussex Squad, I don't think the numbers of people who follow the Sussexes to see positive stories about them, I don't think that the occasional click from us could even possibly come close to the people who wake up to hate. And what I mean by that is that a hate channel can get 90,000 views by saying that Meghan is a narcissist. Where if you talk about Meghan making a trip to a school in New York, or if you talk about the Duchess of Sussex, um, I don't know, supporting a women's shelter or something like that, if you tried to talk about those things, you're not going to get 90,000 views. You're just not. And so the haters outnumber anyone who is looking for positive stories on the Sussexes. And let's face it, too, we're only there for the photos. We just want to see what the Sussexes are doing. And to pretend otherwise, we'd be lying to ourselves. We always want to know what they're doing. We want to know that they're happy. And after months of not seeing them, um, the photos all of a sudden are on the Facebook. It's on the Twitter. It's everywhere. Now, the paparazzi photos, I don't share those. I just don't. Um, I think the only one that I made the exception was when they were delivering the food. But I've never shared the restaurant photos. I've never shared the Megan's out shopping photo. I haven't shared, of course, that visit to the office photo. There's a few of them that are just painful. And of course, the walking with Archie photo, none of those ones I would ever share. And I think that most squatties will not do that. But if you go on Facebook in some of these chat room or groups or whatever, you'll find that there are people that share those photos that love the Sussexes, that'll say how beautiful the kids are and such. And it's like, do you understand how wrong this is? That's what I'm thinking to myself. But they don't seem to get it. And you'll see where myself or maybe someone else has warned them, please stop sharing these photos. And they don't, I don't know. And there's another sinister thing behind that that I don't even want to get into right now. But there's other sinister things about some of those Facebook pages for the Sussexes. Okay, hi everyone. Good afternoon and happy Monday for us Jamaicans. It's still a holiday. William had the face of an angel and the heart of the devil. Well, when he was younger, he definitely I wouldn't say that he was actually kind of boy band cute, but he had his mom's good looks. And then somehow there was a divergence into this. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened, but yeah, somehow he drifted. Okay, what does it say that people in the UK believe the lies about the Sussexes? It says a lot. It says that they have been worn down by years of these tabloid stories, and they believe that those papers are telling the truth. There was a recent study done that said if you change the media diet of a person, it's highly probable that even if they don't change sides, they will be more understanding and logical. Oh, Odessa, thank you so much for sharing that. That is brilliant. That is brilliant. I don't think I've ever heard that before, but it makes so much sense. Thank you. Let me see. Yes, Pamela, the average person on the planet is getting the negative narrative from the UK. It's only those paying close attention, like the squad, that are aware of the truth. And isn't it painful when people, especially people that you're close to, say, but I thought they wanted privacy. You know, when people adopt those talking points, inside I'm screaming. I'm screaming. Baron, haters do a lot of the hating because they're miserable. Faux show. Faux show. Incandescent when rage makes what is that? Not fallout. Okay, and I got that one already. Oh, let me get moving here because I'm like way behind. So I'm gonna let me see. Parent no plans to let up either. Remember Charles telling Kate once you're out front in the limelight, you're going to get picked apart. Yeah. Cookies and Cream says the Unroyal family and their R word comrades have poured a lot of money into the hate campaign the hate campaign to destroy the Sussexes, particularly Meghan, by attacking Meghan. It only gives license for others to do it. Exactly. That is the word, license. It license other people to do it. It absolutely does. That negative tone that, like for instance, Wendy Williams. Wendy Williams had this very negative tone that she used constantly about the Duchess of Sussex, and that was very disturbing, making it seem as though the Duchess was only after money, only after power. It is so easy to say that if a woman is married to a high profile individual, that that person obviously was chosen just so that they can increase their bank account or some. I mean, what is glamorous about those people who don't know the British royal family? It's easy to think that there's this glamorous existence, but um, a lot of those royal residents are not in the best of shape. And even after they do a big makeover, there's some things that they just can't change. They're not lavish in any way. It's like living in a museum. You're living literally in a museum. Very few of them enjoy the creature comforts outside of their own sleeping quarters, which is usually where they spend their most time. It's not like they live in the entire house. If you're looking for glamour and comfort, the royal family is not the place to look. I mean, just look through the queen's old wardrobe. You won't find a lot of glamour there after a certain period. It just died off. It withered on the vine. And that is something that is, very typical for a woman in the royal family. It's not a place you go to if you're trying to live like say a Kardashian or something like that, and to assume that our Duchess thought that that's what she wanted or didn't know otherwise is insulting. It's absolutely insulting. Anyone who has ever seen the royal family knows that while you may have people kissing your behind all day and such, there's only a few people in the family that is going to get their own private helicopter and all the trappings of being the next or the next. Most people in that family live pretty obscure but yet comfortable lives. No, they don't have to work, but then again, they don't really grow. So I don't think anybody would just pursue that for the sake of it. I believe our Duchess fell in love with the Duke of Sussex, with Prince Harry, and whatever conversations were had prior to marriage, um, the big offer, and this is what I've said so many times, the big offer was yes, if you are married into this family, you will have the Commonwealth to keep you busy. You will be able to do all the stuff that you were doing before, going to developing countries, helping bring this to these people and helping those people. You will have a chance to do some of the very same things you were doing when you were a special ambassador to the United Nations. That was the promise. But once they got in there and the Duchess of Sussex began to shine, then they wanted to take back what was offered. They wanted her to be 50%. So I do believe that the love was true. I do believe that the Duchess of Sussex was made certain promises that were made to the Duchess and to Prince Harry that if you all are going to have a life together, this is what we can offer. But once she started to shine, then they wanted it back. They wanted her to be 50%. They wanted to cast both of them to go live in a servant's cottage. We don't even want you to enjoy the privilege of a palatial royal household. We'll give you something that looks like council housing. That's where you'll live. I believe the promise was made and the promise was taken back. And when they found out that Harry was not going to be satisfied with a 50% wife and threats of harm and such, and an aggressively evil newspaper, or should I say tabloid media going after his family, then he just left. And much to their shock, when she left, he went with her. And that is how I see the story. That's my version of it. That's what I believe. Promises were made and promises were rescinded, was removed. Okay, sorry for the big rant, but let me see. Hoghead toxic. Nigel Farage, hoghead, toxic friend, 8-time loser, and government propaganda smear claims foreigners come and take their jobs in the country. These voters believe every word voted against their own interests. Sounds like American Republicans to me, voting against your own interests. That's like the whole state of West Virginia, Alabama, Mississippi, Texas, and a few others, Missouri, Kentucky, Tennessee. Sounds like all of those places to me where you have a Republican majority, and I mean American Republicans who believe everything they hear and vote against their own best interests in the name of keeping brown, black, and any other people away from these shores. That sounds so much like what I've experienced in the past, I don't know, 5, 6 years here in the United States, if not longer. I'm pretty sure it can go back 20 years or 30 years, but that's what it sounds like to me. I'm familiar with that concept. Sometimes we have to ask God to fail these channels, calling them by the names, especially these Neil Sean's. Oh, is it Neil Sean? I always call him Sean Neil. Kate Middleton and the Queen Royal Daily News. Nana, is it Akua? I'm not sure. I know all those people. Body language experts. I know about them. I don't know their names, but I know about them. Oh, you guys, I am just getting too far behind. I think I'm only on my third slide, so I need to step it up. I do apologize. Yes, I live in Mississippi. You're exactly right, Mr. Barron. Verda Sanchez, unfortunately, all over the United States, you can find these pockets of people that vote against their own interests. Like the whole idea, we just celebrated the Affordable Care Act. Has it been what, 10 years or something like that? If you call it Obamacare, then there's something wrong with it. But if you describe all of the virtues and call it like, let's say Mississippi Care, oh my goodness, that's a great idea. It beats the socks off of that Obamacare. It just beats the socks off that Obamacare. I'm glad we don't have any of that radical leftist socialist. This is already a socialist country. We have socialism. Where does Social Security come from? That is an act of socialism, Social Security, nothing else. One of the biggest socialists in history was Franklin Delano Roosevelt, and even Richard Nixon, socialists. I mean, if you just want to be honest about it, but I'm not going to go through the history lesson today. But you guys, I'm not just a pretty face. I know I have my fun and everything on Royal Sussex, but there's some very serious things that we could discuss, and this is just not the forum for it today. But let's move on with the Sussexes because we need good news. Okay, right here. I love that Meghan is wearing a beautiful sawed off That's a kind of a swear word in the UK. We're living a fantastic life dressed with gorgeous. Hey, you guys, I almost forgot. Where's my break beat? I'm sorry. There's my break beat. Um, I love that Meghan is wearing a beautiful side off. We're living our fantastic life dress with gorgeous. I'm so glad I'm no longer a royal shade of lipstick. I love that. I'm so glad I'm no longer a royal lipstick. Well, that's not accurate, of course. That is Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, HRH, Princess of the Realm, etc., etc. A short embroidered crepe couture dress, only 3,600 pounds. Price includes all applicable taxes. Well, it's not necessarily true that that is what she paid for it, but we don't know. She may have paid the actual price, maybe not. Maybe there is some type of promotional. Whatever the case is, our Duchess is being very true to herself. So far, I have not seen her wear anything that she may not have worn before um, leaving the royal family or before even becoming a royal. This trip has been, as they say, a masterclass of dressing a certain way, and that's what she's done. And through every part of this, and you notice her hemline is lower than the photo. But through every step of this endeavor, she has maintained the dignity of a royal princess, of a duchess. Um, as I said before, I'll say it again. The Duchess of Sussex has not put a foot wrong since they stepped back from senior royal duty. She has not put a foot wrong. Okay, so let's keep the focus on why they're there. And that's why I made sure that we remember that it is about the athletes, it's about the competition, but the competition is not about winning, it's about a personal growth. It is overcoming the insurmountable odds of surviving war and injury. God, I'm good today. Let me take another sip of this coffee. Good to the last drop. Retired United States Special Operations Command. What is his name? Jacob Anthony sprinted in the 200-meter competition during a day, one of Invictus Games athletic event. And then here on the other side, what a beautiful moment for Nathan King of Australia, of Team Australia. He just finished competing in the men's IF 1, 2, 3 discus final on day 3 of the Invictus Games, The Hague 2020. I don't know. I actually got it discounted at the local supermarket. I went to the discount and they had these out of date Starbucks coffees for like $3.49. And I'm like, out of date or not, I mean, if you can save some money nowadays, you really have to do it. Baron, you have seen Harry's interview with JJ and Alex. He was talking about giving credit to the Ukrainian athletes for being at the Invictus Games, knowing what they'll return to fighting after the Invictus. Vetty, I did see that, and I was actually going to mention that later on. Thank you for that, John Newbold. The firm's treatment of Harry's security needs is deplorable. The act is as if the rest of the world can't see them putting him in danger. Yeah, they act as if we don't see what they're doing. Sorry, that was by mistake. I'm going to get to that one next. Donna Black, in my opinion, Harry made a stop to see the Queen. to shut the media up and to congratulate her on her 70 years reign because they are not attending in June. That's absolutely right. And you know what, Donna Black, I'm glad you said that because they have been making this big fuss about the idea that the Sussexes are going to hijack the entire royal 70th jubilee or whatever when they're not even planning to be there. Thank you for saying that. Okay, so let's just get to it. Um, Harry has always worn his heart on his sleeve. He's managed a few smiles for Netflix, but while Meghan beamed at and for the cameras, Harry mostly looked depressed. Harry looked depressed. Does she own a mirror? Does she own a mirror? Does she own a mirror? Harry looks depressed. You Sally Raphael knockoff. Sally Jesse Raphael wannabe. Harry's the one that looks depressed. And as she speaks, I promise you, I never can figure out which one of those lines that the voice is coming out of. I never know which line the voice is coming from. I mean, I see her face moving, but I never know which line is producing sound. And she has the nerves to say, he sounds depressed. Let me show you what Harry's depression looks like. This is Harry's depression. This is like the biggest moment that he's had since leaving Narnia. The biggest moment. And if there is some period of time throughout this entire ordeal where Harry has appeared to be a bit somber, it's because the weight of these games are on his shoulders. That's why. Prince Harry is very serious about the care of the wounded warriors, the wounded veterans, those who have sacrificed. As he realized when he was in transport, leaving Afghanistan with a wounded soldier, he knew that that was his calling. That one moment when he found himself being transported away from Afghanistan with someone that was wounded, he knew what he wanted to do in the future. The only thing was missing was someone to share it with. And that's exactly what he has found in the Duchess of Sussex. Someone herself who volunteered with the USO. This is, oh, Harry. Oh, I'm so upset for him. Oh, this is Harry just all messed up, isn't he? Oh, he's all sorts here. Having this much love and support and having a talented, intelligent, beautiful woman at his side, I'm sure that he doesn't know what to do with himself. He's just, oh, he's just all messed up, isn't he? Oh, poor Harry. Yeah, I could see why she said that. Mm-hmm. Yep. And I tell you what, if my legs look like the guy with the blue tracksuit on, I wouldn't have a bad day ever. I just want to send a shout out for those legs. If my legs look like that, I wouldn't know what misery was. But yeah, it's a bunch of nonsense that she's speaking, and it's so desperate. Just like that whole idea that Harry and Meghan, they probably had cameras in their pocket when they went to go and visit the Queen. I can't. It's a 1,000 people in here. When did? And it's 50. I've been talking for almost an hour. Has somebody roofied me? Somebody has roofied my coffee. I cannot believe I've been talking that long. I just looked away for a second, and today I was like, "Oh, we're only going to be on for an hour. I'll make sure of that." Oh, that looks like misery. That looks like depression, or that looks like someone who has just lost half of the Commonwealth. That's what it looks like to me. That is the face of someone who just lost half of the Commonwealth. Hmm. Yeah, that looks like someone. That looks like the agony of defeat if I've ever seen it. Like someone who may have somehow have gone on vacation to the Caribbean. Nothing wrong with that. But uh, what did he bring back? He brought back a sad story for his grandma. Grandma, we just lost half the Commonwealth. I don't know. Oh, how did that happen? Oh, we just lost half the Commonwealth. It just happened. So let me see. But I'm pretty sure, excuse me, I'm pretty sure that when he told the queen that she was absolutely, well, I wouldn't say she was furious, but um let me see. Y'all know what I'm stalling for, don't you? I'm stalling for I lost half the Commonwealth. Um oh, you guys are so lucky I can't find it. Oh, yes I can. Here we go. I just lost half the Commonwealth dance. You guys almost got lucky, but I found it. So since I found it, since I found it, we have to we're gonna have to go there. Oh wait, I lost it again. And where's my Commonwealth shuffle? Oh, you guys are lucky because I had it right there. I had it right there, but you guys lucked out because now I can't find it again. Mm-hmm. Oh, there it is. I got it. So this is what happened when he told his grandma. That is how I envision these poor kids going back to QE2 and saying, we lost half the Commonwealth. Half of it, well, not quite, but give it time. Okay, so this is what I promised that I would talk about. Ukraine war, Prince Harry hails extraordinary Ukraine Invictus team. I did not bring a video for this because, as you can see, it is a BBC production. However, however, I am going to give Harry much credit for the fact that I wouldn't say it was exactly wading into enemy territory, but but to show you how confident he is, to demonstrate his confidence, he was able to appear on BBC. And yes, his friend JJ something, and Alex Jones, not the crazy Alex Jones, but this other person, a lady. Um, he went on BBC, which really shocked me because I wasn't expecting him to give a BBC interview, but he did. He was amongst friends, I suppose. At least one of them is his friend. But JJ Chalmers, that's his name. Oh, I didn't even need you guys to remind me this time. JJ Chalmers. JJ Chalmers, someone who credits Harry with helping to save his life, who helped him out of some pretty dark situations. JJ Chalmers is one of the co-interviewers for this BBC sit down. So Yeah, that is a very confident Duke of Sussex that you're looking at right there. I was amazed when I saw this. Amazed. Let's see, Baron and that foolish, over exaggerated hip jerking dance William did. Hip jerking, that's a good way to describe it. Okay, let me see. Cookies and cream. Oh, that was from Mo. Okay, I'll leave that one alone. All right. So let me see. I just realized that among Williams, what is that? Proxyisms, he called a dance. It looks like he shouted, "Hey!" Oh, he was getting it, Persephonus. That's just like a little snapshot of what he was doing. But at a certain point, he did this little thing. I can't even describe it, but he had some kind of jerking motion that was going on that really shocked everybody. People kind of screamed when they saw it. But yeah, it was a little risque if you ask me, kind of burlesque. Uh I didn't know William could be kind of burlesque like that, but it seemed a bit burlesque to me. Let me see. It was a good interview with Harry. Not that mess with GMB and Chris Shipwreck. Yeah, that's Chris Ship with a P, not a T. They just stuck to the relevant questions. Hallelujah for that. Yeah, they just stuck to the relevant questions. It wasn't a setup. Okay, so this was very disappointing. It is translated by the translator, the Google translator. Photos Prince Harry and Meghan Markle very fusion at the Invictus Games. Are the Sussexes doing too much? Now, I'm not going to show you the photo because, and by the way, it sounds weird because it's translated from French. They found like the most closely cropped, unattractive photo of the Sussexes that they could find. And believe me, what was not a very attractive photo still looked 10 times better than that other pair. But they were trying to go there. And so they found this photo that would not be as flattering as it could be. And by the way, you guys, someone sent me a PayPal while I was talking here. Thank you so much for that. I won't say the name, but yes, I did receive it, and thank you. It is greatly appreciated. So that's always fun when I'm working and I get a PayPal. I love that. Thank you so much. And thank you for watching Royal Sussex. Okay, so let's show you this. Um, but one of the, I guess this is a squatty, decided to respond by saying, didn't know who already had a Daily Mail in France. You know, the British tabloid that published 100 negative stories about Meghan per day. Yeah, so I don't know who this person is that replied, but obviously this is a squatty, a French squatty or a French speaking squatty who decided to respond with a very pointed response by saying didn't know who already had a Daily Mail in France. You know, the British tabloid that published 100 negative stories about Meghan per day. So, yeah, I was surprised to see this. It was on Twitter, but obviously, this magazine has a Twitter page and they wanted to make sure that they put this toxin out in the airways. I'm shocked by that, but not so shocked, but I never associate that type of negativity with anything from France. But I guess there's these right wingers everywhere. Let's see. Miss P talks. Yes, I agree. Prince Harry is letting the British haters. Um, he's got guts, and he's not afraid of their hate. Okay. Mo Shannon says they could never find a photo that is unflattering for the Sussexes. They're gorgeous. That's all. Haters gonna hate. Yeah, the photo, it was like very closely cropped, and it seemed like they had put some kind of filter on it or something, but it was disgusting. So I didn't even share the photo with this screenshot, but I was like, come on, y'all. That's the best y'all could do. Are they doing too much? Are they doing too much? Ask the heroes that they're representing at the Invictus games. And I don't even want to tell you um, what the thing. I don't want to tell you about how the stuff that I'm seeing is affecting me because it's a little too early to get that emotional. But as I said, and that's what, and that's what I noticed too. Harry said in the interview, he said the looks in their eyes, the looks on their faces. I think I just said that 2 or 3 days ago when I was looking at some of the soldiers. Let me see if I can find that image. But I said that same thing, that when you look in their eyes, when you look at their faces, you cannot help but be affected by, especially the ones from Ukraine. You cannot be um, a human being and be alive if you're not affected by some of the things that we've seen from these soldiers in the past few days. Because even if you're not from Ukraine and you're currently in a state of war, by the way, the Ukraine athletes got special permission from the president of Ukraine, Zelensky. They got special permission because he wanted them to come and tell their stories. They wanted to tell the story. They wanted people to be reminded of exactly what's going on back home. So that was with special permission that they were able to go. But as I was saying, yeah, looking in these soldiers' faces, it sometimes it just destroys me to see in their eyes what they obviously have gone through before they ever stepped into the Hague. So um, I have to say that's why I want to keep reminding people that even though I'm enjoying the Sussexes, we cannot forget about the soldiers because that's what this is for. It's not for Harry and Meghan, and I'm sure Harry would agree. I'm sure Meghan would agree that it is for the soldiers. They come first. So that's what I have to say about that. And yes, the Ukraine team have lost. I think the instructor of archery was like the most recent one that was killed in Ukraine. So um, the struggle continues. The struggle continues. So with that, you know what? I'm just about halfway through, so I still got a whole bunch of stuff to cover. I thought this was going to go by pretty fast, but I guess it's not. So, for those of you that are starting dinner or you're on your lunch break, thank you for being here with us. Please make sure you hit that like button. And if you're not a subscriber, please don't be shady. Just go ahead and subscribe. I had somebody tell me one time, I'm not a subscriber, but I listen all the time. How is that helpful? How in the world is that helpful? Please subscribe if you can. Please subscribe. Okay, so we're gonna move on. Let me see. I was actually here, and I'm gonna look at a couple of comments before I take off to the next one. Hey, can you someone confirm that there was a Dutch headline saying the sad story about Invictus was that there was so much hateful headlines? I thought I saw that on a Twitter account. If that is true, I'm glad I didn't see it. Gosh, that'd be painful right now. But I could only imagine. I could only imagine. I saw a clip briefly on Twitter that the Cambridges are going to the Hague. It could have been a suggestion from the tabloids. If you can beat them, If you can't beat them, join them. Oh. I just can't believe it. I'd believe it when I see it. The French, Italian, and Brits have a common thread of colonialism and fascism mentality, so they will have a common voice about mixed race women going up against their central power. Yeah, that makes sense, Persephone. I didn't really think of it like that. I just thought it was like how did Hillary Clinton put it? A vast right wing conspiracy. And think how many years ago Hillary Clinton said vast right wing conspiracy. All those years ago, she said that, and today it seems more true than ever. A vast right wing conspiracy. Okay, right here. Prince Harry praises Ukraine at the Invictus Games. When you get to speak to them, it's emotional, he said. When you get to speak to them, it's emotional. It's emotional to think that they all jumped on the bus. Harry said about the team, which has traveled over 1,500 miles to compete amid the ongoing Russian invasion of their country. Invictus 2020 is the fifth edition of the Paralympic style competition, a competitive event which Harry founded in 2014 for wounded, ill, injured servicemen and women following his 2 tours of duty in Afghanistan with the British Army. Okay, so there's that. And then you have congratulations, Ross Allowin. Gold for Invictus Team US in field competition. Yeah, so there he is taking a photo with the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. What a beautiful, beautiful medal. That is gorgeous. I love that. And here's an example. The Metro, Ukraine Invictus Warriors tell of inspirational meeting with Prince Harry. And all that print is so small. I'm not even, well, let me see. Oh, wait, I can do this. Ukraine Invictus Teams has received heartfelt support from the Duke and Duchess of Sussex at the Games in The Hague. Ukraine Invictus athletes will head back to the front lines after taking hard taking hard from Harry, Prince Harry, who has expressed his support for their fight in 2 meetings at the Games. Most of the medals winning teams will return to active duty on the same day that they arrive home from The Hague, where the Duke and Duchess has been an inspiration for the volunteers. Oh, that is so beautiful. That is so beautiful. I mean, God, I hate they have to go back, but um, let's see, was that done with that? Oh, I'm sorry. The Ukrainian and U.S. Invictus teams walked side by side at the games where they have met at the American Embassy. Well, if you notice right here, you have the Ukraine and American team together. Well, that's because the some of the Ukrainians, those who were in the military prior to the invasion, some of them actually trained with American soldiers. So it's no wonder that you would see that there's a kinship between Ukraine and the United States at the Invictus Games. And I don't know if you guys have heard this, but I believe it was the Ukraine team was short quite a few competitors for, like, I believe the sit down volleyball, and some Americans, or was it some of the British and Americans, actually helped them compete against the other teams. So that was a very beautiful thing. Remember, the winning is just showing up. The winning is the struggle, not the actual medals. But so there you have it. Okay. Right here it says, oh, wait, I cannot see it for the thing up there. Ukraine warrior Anna Sofia Puzanova, daughter of paramedic captured by Russia, meets Harry and Meghan at Invictus game. A teenage girl has met the Duke and Duchess of Sussex as she tries to persuade Russia to release her mother, a Ukrainian paramedic who was taken prisoner 4 weeks ago. Anna Sofia Pozanova, who turns 19 on Monday, oh wow, it's her birthday today, met Harry and Meghan at the Invictus Games in the Netherlands, where her mother, Yulia Pevska, was supposed to be competing. Oh my goodness, that is ooh, whew, that is tough. That is, and so anyway, when I saw that, I realized that I saved this photo the other day, and when you hear people say negative, nasty things about, oh, there must be some 30 crew members of the film crew from the Netflix, and they're all over the place and they're filming everything. They are going to help them tell the story. They're going to help them tell the story. I don't care how the crew got there. I don't care what the nasty negative tabloids are saying. They are going to help them tell their story. And that's what's important. Um, that story takes a back seat to everything else that's going on right now, because they're the only teams competing that are actively at war. They're the only ones that are competing that are actively in a war. So all the other stuff, and that the tabloids decided that it's more important to try to inflict as much pain and negativity on the Sussexes as possible rather than to help tell this story. That's what's more important. Um, Kaiser from Celebici. I love Celebici. Inspired by a comment on anyway, if you guys like my little shadier side, you have to go to celebici.com. They do have a very good I guess you call it a blog, a web page, and they also have a YouTube channel called Celebici. If you don't subscribe to Celebici, you are missing so much. They only post once a week. They only post once a week, and they're great. They're great. I love them, and they also have a couple of guest writers for their web page. And one of the things that I have taken from them and I have run with it is, of course, the term jazz hands. I owe jazz hands to Celebici. that little tick, that little tick that that I can't seem to get enough of. Oh, you're so right. You're so right. Okay. I don't want to disappoint. And because I owe you a couple of them, let's just do it again, shall we? Get down, get down. But yes, so anyway, as I was saying, that is where I got the term jazz hands. So I please do check them out, Celebici. They are awesome and I love them. Um I just kind of found them one day on the YouTube, and whenever they always take a week off, which is frustrating because sometimes I need some material and they're a good source for me. So so I take no credit for jazz hands, but I will tell you this much. I have run with it, haven't I? Nobody has made as much of jazz hands as I've been able to do. So um if you want to blame someone, blame Celebici. They tend to see things that other people don't, and then by the time I get through putting my little spin on it, it's a lot of fun. So thank you, Celebici. Okay, so while I was stalling, you know what I was looking for, don't you? While I was stalling, you know what I was looking for. That's what I was looking for while I was stalling. That is like one of I have my favorites, and this is one of my favorites right here. Kate Middleton is jazz hands. Yeah, all that jazz. Jazz hand. Won't you play me that jazz? Hot baby is holding my soul together. Yeah. Fosse, Fosse, Fosse. You know what? I'm gonna have to do like a jazz hand break beat. Y'all think that'll be a good idea? I need instead of just having Afro Annie, I have to have a jazz hand break beat. I'm gonna work on that. Poor Kate. But I'm gonna have to have a jazz hand break beat. If I can do Afro Annie, I can do a jazz hand. Okay, so there you have it. This is not some Victorian scene from 100 years. Well, I'm sorry, Edwardian scene from 100 years ago. This is not a Victorian scene from like 150 years ago. This is modern day Britain. And that is a very modern, I know, sounds weird, but that is one very modern British royal family. Even though some of them are dressed a bit frumpy, that is a very modern British royal family. Uh, not the kids though. The kids are appropriate. We're not messing with nobody's kids, just the adults. But that is a very modern British royal family. Um, Yes, and because of this period of change in things on the YouTube, there's certain things that you all just have to say it for me. So, what's that? Okay, stop it, Fosse. Yeah, Fosse. Okay, so I may have to hold back on a bit of the messy, but we'll see how it goes. All right. So changing gears just a little bit. Changing gears just a little bit. Personally, I don't care who your granny is, right? Let me do this. I don't care who your granny is. Philip, Philip. Who your dad is going to be. Cash for honors. Or let me see, what's the other one here? If you're a veteran, you're one of us. And we are the only ones who truly know your own story. I mean, our own story. Yeah, we are the only ones who truly know our own story. Make your own path onward. Now, these are some veterans from Australia. Now, as I said, sometimes I'm always shocked when I look at the Australian media because they are particularly vicious toward the Sussexes. However, these Australian veterans, they understand. And so they actually posted this. I want to say it was yesterday. I forget the name of the group, but it's something PRC or PRA or something like that, PRN. But they posted this yesterday to remind Prince Harry that we got your six, we got your back. And I thought that was absolutely beautiful. We don't care who your granny, your daddy, we don't care any of that stuff. You're one of us. So thank you for that. Okay, moving on. Oh, wait. Oh yeah, I got a video to share. I won't do a breakbeat. I'll just get to it. No breakbeat. We'll just go there. Oh, you know what? Am I behind a couple of videos? Oh yeah, I might be. But here we go. So, I can only use still photos, of course.
Us this morning for more on Harry and Meghan is ABC News royal contributor Omid Scobie. Good to have you this morning. This was the couple's first trip outside the U.S. since splitting from the royal family. How do you think they were received by the Queen and Prince Charles?
Well, it was obviously an overdue reunion for Prince Harry, Meghan and the Queen, and something that we know the Queen had been looking forward to. Obviously, security issues had gotten in the way in the past, but this was a trip that allowed the couple to come straight from Heathrow Airport directly to the Windsor estate, one of the safest parts of England. And of course, it was there they had that private moment with the Queen. She's all about no nonsense, and I think the fact that they kept this under wraps, not even the Palisades knew about it, would have gone down really well with Her Majesty. They're able to spend those private family moments together. And, you know, we know that that relationship's warm. It's continued for a long time and still is the same today.
They've said previously they couldn't return to the UK because of security issues, yet they did return and they're now visiting the Netherlands. What changed?
Well, I think the fact that Harry and Meghan were able to go straight to the Windsor estate from their flight from the US meant that they weren't under any risk whatsoever. And of course, with trips like this, risk assessment takes place.
So I gave I gave Omid a bit of an applause at the end there because he totally aced it. Now I want you to listen to the beginning of this again. Uh-oh. Wait.
Us this morning for more on Harry and Meghan is ABC News royal contributor Omid Scobie. Good to have you this morning. This was the couple's first trip outside the U.S. since splitting from the royal family. How do you think they were received by the Queen and Prince Charles?
Well, it was obviously an overdue reunion for Prince Harry, Meghan and the Queen, and something that we know the Queen had been looking forward
to. Did y'all get all that? She tried to throw Charles in there, and Omid made it very clear that Charles, yes, I didn't even have to say it. I'm sorry. I should have looked first. Ladies and gentlemen, if you ever need a private detective, if you're ever looking for someone to solve a case for you, yes, you totally got it right. There was no mention of Charles. The reporter used the palace talking points, of course, to try to make it seem like Charles was there. We don't know if Charles was there. We don't know. And so whoever she was using the palace talking points to try to throw him in there like he was so important. and central to the story. But I'm sorry, Charlie, it was actually between the Sussexes and, of course, the gangster Gan. Charlie had nothing to do with this. We're not even sure Charlie was there. And of course, there was even reports that Charlie was only given 15 minutes time um, to visit with the Sussexes, if there was a visit at all. So, nice try, but we don't know. We don't know. And Omid was having none of it. So that's why I gave him a lovely applause at the end, because he totally aced this interview, and he did not give them the talking points that they were looking for. And not only Omid, but I don't have it available, but Keir Simmons, if y'all are familiar with him, Keir Simmons, who was one of the first to say that there might be an issue of the R word stuff with that family and the Duchess of Sussex. He said he hoped that they wouldn't, things wouldn't turn out the way that they have, and they did. Keir Simmons was the first to call it. And Omid Scobie, again, did a great job. He did a great job. He earned those press credentials that he received for this occasion. He did not elaborate on things unnecessarily. He just told him exactly what needed to be said. So thank you, Omid. Okay, and thank you for being here, B10 Pow. I'm so glad you're here. Let me see who else. Keir is the best. Yes, Keir Simmons. He is the best. Keir Simmons is wonderful. Okay, please don't forget to hit the like button. There's an awful lot of people here. Now, I am going to get to this lady right here. We all have our feelings and opinions about her, right? Because of how things have worked out for the Sussexes so far. A lot of people have said, and rightly so, that they do not believe that the protection or lack of protection, if that's the case, from the Queen has been adequate. So I'm not even going to argue that. There's nothing to argue about, because she is the head of state. She's a sovereign. She's the head of church. She's the head of the military. She's got a lot of coats that she wears, a lot of hats that she wears, rather. And let's face it, she's the sovereign, and everyone in that country is her subject. And so there's really no excuse that, as they say, she's enjoyed robust health and that she still has a sharp mind, that the Sussexes have been lacking protection, right? However, the other day we found out that the Queen may not be all that she appears to be. So yesterday, she didn't go to Sunday service. The nuclear family there, they went. And well, anyhow, they made sure that the press was there just in case there was a surprise. So that makes sense what one of the squaddies just said earlier. They were just wondering what the Queen's disposition would be on this occasion. Well, the Queen stayed back at Windsor, although I'm not sure that that's the case, and I'll explain to you why. Because as we all know, the other day that the Queen met with the Sussexes. So on that particular day, excuse me, Prince Charles stands in for Queen at Mondi's service, right? So the Queen was supposed to go to this event that is so important on her calendar. And for whatever reason, they said because of her ongoing mobility issues, that she didn't go, right? But there are some squaddies who are of the opinion that the Queen used her burner phone to signal to the Sussexes, hey, oi, mate, the coast is clear. That's what I want to believe, that she signaled to the Sussexes, hey, if y'all coming over, come on by. We'll have some tea and crumpets and all that kind of stuff. So come on over, y'all. So whatever happened, they did show up. She gave Charles and Camilla the okey doke and told them, "Oh yeah, y'all go in my place. I'll catch up on Bridgerton or something. Y'all just go, okay?" And next thing you know, there was that visit from the Sussexes. But I think the Queen probably for Easter had other ideas. Maybe she got together with a few old friends for a little spirited game of poker or bid whisk or whatever they're playing. But I think this is how the Queen spent her Sunday. I don't know it to be true. I can't tell you where this exclusive photo was leaked, but I suppose the Queen may have been at a card game rather than at the Easter service. Because see, she's getting to that age now where she just don't care. You know what I'm saying? She just don't care. She's gonna do what she wants to do. And it it doesn't matter what the courtiers think. It doesn't matter what Charles and Camilla thinks and all that kind of stuff. Lizzie is going to do Lizzie, okay? She's going to do what she wants to do. Now, she done already had somebody lose half the Commonwealth. She done already, had to walk into church with that bumbling fool son of hers. So what else is there to do but just do what you want to do? So, um, that's what I think. Yeah, that's right. I just want to go in and steal the crumpets. And I wonder what they're playing for. Do you know what I mean? What are they gambling for? Anyway, so like right here, you can see Queen reveals horrible virus left her exhausted. And then, of course, Harry and Meghan's secret visit to Queen and Charles. Well, we don't know if Charles was there, but we know the Queen was there. So you got to give it to Gangsta Gan. Just when you can just about write somebody off, you just never know what they're capable of. And like right there, so Harry gave Charles 15 minutes. We don't know if they actually met. It has not been confirmed. It has not been confirmed by the Sussex's team. And remember, unless we hear it from them, then it's not official, okay? Because there are no leaks in Montecito. There are no leaks in Montecito. Okay. And so there you have it. The Queen has a full house. Never underestimate Her Majesty. The Queen is sick of those losers. She has met her goal of being the Guinness Book's world record as longest reigning monarch. Yeah, exactly. Let me see. People who are 70 and up don't care for what they want to do. They say what they want to say. I'm looking forward to reaching that age. Amen. Let's hope we all do. Let me see. Prince Charles needs a good news report regarding Prince Harry and Duchess Meghan. The royals need the Sussexes to be relevant. Yeah, they do, because they the Cambridges they have had the benefit of this incredible hate campaign against the Sussexes, and they squandered it all just by going on that trip to let's see. Oh, by the way, you guys, I got one more video that I want to share with you guys. Let me see. I thought I had a slide that would prepare y'all for the video, but it's a story that needs to be told. Right there, right there. You see that? The lady on the left side there. I want you to hear her story. Okay, where is she? Oh, there she is.
Through the events he came on, and we were the first medals that he gave us. So the photo you're going on about is the medal ceremony, but before that he came up and spoke to all the competitors and their families and stuff. It's incredible. It's really good. I became an amputee in 2016. I had a medical condition called CRPS. It's complex regional pain syndrome. It's a neurological pain condition that just amplifies pain, and it is the worst type of pain going. So after 2.5 years of medication and treatments, nothing worked. I had to have the amputation. Once it was done, it was great. I swapped a whole lot of CRPS problems for amputation problems, and the anxiety of going out. I was a hermit. I didn't want to go out. People were staring, and it made me feel really uncomfortable. And it wasn't until I was at home and my boys were saying, "Mum, can you come and play with me? Can you play catch? Can you play in the garden?" And I was like, "No, I can't. And I felt awful. I felt guilty that they were missing out because of me not being able to do it. So at the same time, I was like, right, I need to show my children that no matter what life happens, to do something about it. The reasoning behind of doing the Invictus Games was to show my children that no matter what happens in life, if you pick yourself up, you can achieve what you want to achieve.
Okay, so yeah, if you guys recall, she was the one that was running around like a superhero, and she did that little bizarre dance, which I thought was absolutely adorable when she ran over to greet the Sussexes. But cheers to her, because, like I said, these athletes have overcome some insurmountable odds on and off the battlefield to get to the Invictus Games, and that they were able to be there, and that they were able to just hang out with the Sussexes or the American Transportation Secretary or an American hero like Tammy Duckworth, of course, Princess Marguerite of the Netherlands, and Hoda. I'm sure some people who are there, Americans, they know who Hoda is. I mean, there's got to be a lot of people there that maybe we don't even know about, and it's not over yet. So do not rule out that there are going to be some other people that will show up. And of course, the King of the Netherlands, King Willem the Second, is it, or third, or something like that? He's going to be there at the end of the week. And so all of this vitriol from the tabloid press and from the derangers, where they are trying to, disparage the Sussexes and discourage us, none of that stuff is important compared to people just like the lady that just spoke here. So do not be discouraged, and not let them persuade you into thinking that that negativity is the loudest voices that's being heard right now, because the Sussexes are getting much due great press from this. And again, I want to put it back onto the heroes that the Sussexes have spoken to over the past few days. And of course, that hero, Prince Harry, whose vision for this event is what led to what's going on right now. So that's what's important. And again, let's make sure that that's where the focus is, on the heroes. There she is, right there.
I love you. I need you. I want you for my whole life. Do you want to be my wife?
Yes.
Mikalewicz, Polska!
Prince Harry, Sussex squad.
Mikalewicz, Polska!
Prince Harry, Sussex squad.
Ador momentele alături de tine, chiar și când ești lângă mine, mi-e dor de tine. In English now, I love you, I need you, I want you for my whole life. Do you want to be my wife?
Well, I tell you, what a weekend this has been. What a weekend this has been. I want to share one more with you that was my favorite. And
She and David.
To grow up in a world, to grow up in a fairer world, safer world, a more equal world. It's not going to be easy, but I will never, ever, ever rest until I, as a parent, have tried to at least tried to make the world a better place for them, because it is our responsibility that the world is the way that it is now. And I don't think that we should be bringing children into the world unless we are going to make that commitment to make it better for them. We cannot steal your future.
okay, and just one more, you guys. Just one more. I hope I got this right.
We'll see you backstage.
Yes.
Are you enjoying yourselves? Yeah. Good. I saw your little video the other day. You running up and down the track. Well done. Keep busy. See you later.
Okay, see you
Cheers.
later.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Harry. I love that. It was a bit out of order. I meant to show you the Harry doing the high fives, but as he said, "I will see you guys later." Well, Harry gave that interview to them here. There you go. That was the interview that he gave. So when he said, "I'll see you guys later," and there he is on bended knee so that he can be at eye level with those children for the interview where he told them about his dream to make the world a better place and that he's not going to rest until the world is better for them. So I am so inspired by this weekend. And the games continue, guys. The games continue. So I will continue to share everything that I can with you because, as you know, there are the issues of copyright. And I want to make sure I get that right. So I will share everything with you that I can. Excuse me. It is raining and the humidity and such is kind of getting to my voice. But oh, did you like that? Did you like that? I just said bye, Harry, at the same time. Yeah, that was a beautiful moment. That was absolutely beautiful. But yeah, just remember, it's about the families, the warriors, their spouse and children, whoever their plus two. As someone pointed out, I saw that while the video was playing, that they get a chance to bring someone else with them. Actually, bring two other people as their guests. So uh, I love the whole thing. So great, 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 great moment for the Sussexes. So with that, let's give love to our faves. Let's give love to our faves. The queen of everything, Princess Diana, and the queen that holds our hearts, the queen of everything. I'm sorry, our queen of hearts, Princess Diana, and the queen of everything, Queen Doria. Those are the ladies that made the Sussexes possible. They're the reason why somewhere down the line, a boy met a girl and they fell in love, and that's why um, they have that amazing story to share with the world. So, yeah, thank you so much, you guys. And who would like the last thought of the day? Anybody, the last thought of the day before we avenger ourselves out of here? I feel so motivated, like I want to get up and do something special, like go and crawl back in that bed and try to sleep this rain off. No, I'm going to do something. I'll find out something that I need to do. Do not give your power away to haters, letting them affect you. Give your power. I don't let them win. I don't think about them. Yeah, we none of us should. None of us should, especially at a time like this. We are going to support the Sussexes. Let me see. Enabler in chief couldn't have put a stop to this mess, but she was completely silent. Meghan never got to enjoy any of her pregnancies in peace. She allowed Meghan to be mercilessly abused. Oh, yeah, you must be speaking about old jazz hands. Yeah, you're right about that. But I tell you, they are paying a price for it now, losing half the Commonwealth. They look so small these days, the both of them. They look so small. Let me see. Oh, cool, Connie Bomber. I'm so glad to hear that. Let me see. Okay, anybody else? Our last thought of the day. Something to unite us. And you guys, please, no compliment for me because you all have been incredibly supportive. So I want to make it about the squad. Thank you, Baron, for giving such inspiration through the Sussexes. This has really made my day brighter. Hugs. Adorable season. Thank you so much. Thank you for the super chat. And thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex. Okay. So I'm looking for a. Yes, that's it, Connie. Connie Bomber says, may God protect us and our faves. I say amen to that, Connie. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much, everybody. So we are going to Ginger Avenger ourselves out of here. And no other time has the term Ginger Avenger been so poignant in all of 2022. But for this, what do you call it? The Invictus games. I'm just totally in awe of Prince Harry. So he deserves the title Ginger Avenger. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, cue Ginger Avenger. Okay, you guys. Well, that was that. Thank you so much. Oh, I'm in a good mood today. You guys know that already. But yeah, it's been a great weekend and it continues. So I think we have until Friday. Is that right? We have until Friday to oh, let me get something visual up on the screen. There you go. We have until Friday to enjoy the Invictus games to support all the heroes, including Prince Harry. Again, I do thank you guys for joining us here on Royal Sussex. So long, Cookies and Cream, Elizabeth Daniels, Audrey Teschner, Carolyn Minter, Lydia Washington, Elizabeth Daniels. I said that right. PQ Mont, right? Q. Anyway, Oh man, that never ever get boring to me. I love that. You got to shake those non-existent hips, right? Okay, love you guys. I got to go. Bye, y'all.